Hello, welcome.
Hi.
We're here. We're live.
This is me and Isaac and Runa.
Copper
Daniel,
Kabell?
Isaac, Runa,
Cable.
and our friend Copper Kabell here. Runa's going to be doing some lovely drawing while we chat. Welcome to Adventure Talks. This is our monthly Adventure Corps section where we just talk about D&D, have some guests on the channel, and just kind of go through some things that are exciting us, some things that are making us love D&D, hate D&D, want to quit D&D, TPKs, whatever. Doesn't matter. D&D adjacent. Just things that are getting us fired up about our hobby and, kind of guys involved in what keeps us doing this, 1 to 7 times a week for our entire life. So, and I know some friends that do it 10 to 14 times a week because they play more than one thing. So, Copper Kabell is a Twitch streamer friend of ours, and we talked about having him on. We can give the floor to you a little bit, maybe talk a little bit about your Twitch channel and what you guys have going on, and show yourself out a little.
Absolutely. So my name is Copper Kabell. I'm an entertainer, artist, ADHD extraordinaire, and more. I play a lot of video games, design a lot of crafty stuff, and I, of course, play D&D. And I have been for about a year now. We're actually coming up on our 1-year anniversary next week.
Nice. It's okay.
And what's the name of your channel? That you stream D&D on?
No, I stream it on my channel, but our DM also streams it, as well as our Paladin has his own stream. We kind of give like multiple angles depending on who wants to present it their way.
Well, what's your channel name?
Well,
it's Copper Kabell.
Channel is
it's just Copper.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Hang on.
Okay, I left soundcheck in the title by accident, and now I'm trying to figure out how to change that because I've been told I can change it without canceling the whole stream.
Runa might know. Do you know how to change something in the caption on your Twitch thing? Copper?
Wait, huh?
We left soundcheck in the in the title or the caption of the video. You know how to change that?
Oh. Well, I mean, you just go to your dashboard and change the title.
Oh, right, I have to do it on Twitch. I forgot.
Yeah.
Here I am looking around Streamlabs like, where did that button go?
I mean, and technically you could
Streamlabs,
force a change through that, but I just find it easier to switch it through.
Love you, Streamlabs. Use you.
You
could pay us. We even pay for you. You pay us to. That'd be cool. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. That's never made anybody worry more.
No. Like, look, I took a large sum out of the ATM and I'm secretly. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, what's the worst that could happen?
This was Copper Kabell's
Stream info
suggestion. So if you get nightmares, get up with him.
We'll send you the prerequisite.
Can you imagine?
I believe it's a T-34A.
If we were a horror stream, I would absolutely make those. Like,
yeah.
With, like, invoice level precision. And Dropbox them to people. Airdrop them.
His own, like...
Yeah.
And he made a fake complaint form for people that he worked with. He's like, you have a problem? Okay, here's the standard fuck off complaint form. You can send that to this email that I don't check. But yeah, why don't you start off? Copper, ask. You had a couple questions for us. Why don't I know?
Hold up. No, we know what we have to start with. So we were talking off stream, and it came up that as a level 1, you guys ended up fighting a purple worm. And we're dying to hear the story, but we decided to save it for stream, so please.
To start things off, my DM goes by the name of Ironman, and he's a cruel person, but also very generous.
Okay, keep up the appearances, for sure.
Well, no. He has given us so many ridiculous, like, leeways and things that we were searching for and just hoping because we thought it'd be fun to play with. But he also throws ridiculous dangers right smack dab in front of us. And so we were just doing a little just a little dungeon crawl. Just hey, there's some, little giant rats and maybe a giant spider or two in here. Go clear them out. And we found a secret chamber. And of course, if a secret chamber, you want to open it.
Yep.
But we found that the door was locked. It's like, turn back now. It's like, we're not going to turn back now. And so we finally break in. We get into the room. And we find a tiny little purple worm. A little purple worm. And it put up a fight. It put us one of us in critical condition. But we took it down. And that was nice. What wasn't nice is that whenever we killed it, our DM did a roll, and it let out a death cry that apparently translated to "mama."
Yep.
And a giant purple worm burst through the wall.
Let's be clear: a regular-sized purple worm.
Okay, yes, a regular-sized purple worm. Burst through the wall and immediately started, hissing and spewing at us. And the problem with that is this is my first campaign. This was almost a year ago.
Yeah.
This is my first campaign. I don't know what a purple worm is.
Right.
Hadn't read the book.
Yeah, no survival instincts yet.
I don't
no fourth
know
walls breaking
how immensely outclassed I was. And so I figured in my brain, I'm figuring, he put a monster in a dungeon with us at level 1. Of course we're going to be able to beat it, right? Right?
Yeah.
And so I, being the barbarian, being the one with the most health points, being the front line, to protect some of our squishier characters, was streaming at the time. And so streaming isn't always the best thing because chat suggests things.
Right.
And sometimes you're stupid enough to do them.
Yeah.
Like jumping into the mouth of a giant worm and trying to stop it from biting anybody else.
Yeah. Yep. They literally told you to jump in its mouth?
The chat did literally
Fire
tell
your
me
viewers.
to jump into its mouth.
Fire your viewers.
I've given them so much hell. Jake, if you're watching this, heck you.
Jake, my dude, you did him dirty.
Tough. Just
But,
to give...
I amazingly won a strength check against it, and so it didn't just bite me in half.
Good, yeah.
But it did swallow. And so I'm inside of its mouth, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dead. I'm like, okay, I didn't have a backup character so soon. I guess I'll start thinking of one. But luckily, our sorcerer, of all things, stabbed it in the eye, and it rolled a nat 1 and spit me back out.
Wow.
You're lucky. To give chat some reference, I had I believe level 10 or level 11 character that got hit by a purple worm, and three quarter of my health one shot. So just
Yeah, the stomach acid for that swallow is 66 damage. Not 6, it's 6d6s. But yeah, it's no joke.
It's one of the strongest poisons that you can get.
Well, the tail is what has the poison, not the bite.
But like in D&D, it's one of the strongest poisons that you can get in the game.
Yeah.
Wild story.
Jake.
Reminds me of our DM. One time we had just rolled up fresh level 1 characters. Brand new. We had just finished our first mission. We got our prerequisite 2 to possibly 1 copper. Feeling good. 5 experience each. Came back. The wizard was like, I have a gift for you all. Opened up a bag. He said, put your hands together and reach in. The 4 of us linked hands. We all hit the sphere of annihilation, died, and rerolled characters. It was great.
Oh no.
It was,
no.
It's to keep you humble.
This was not me, by the way.
It was him.
It was not me.
He's a liar.
I have not done this to anybody. But it's on my list now, so you're welcome for that.
Yeah. But
Tell me not to go any bag or
Yeah, so that's cool.
So you guys actually did run into a purple worm on stream.
That was Barian. That was I got hit.
That was this stream. You guys were
level 10.
Was it level 10?
Level 10.
Yeah, and
Spider
that was
walking up the wall.
And it was like a run the fuck away thing, not a like turn and fight. But that being said, a little more like metagame knowledge and used to. No, I have seen more than one newbie try to kill themselves on their first D&D session.
I love the original, the new D&D player that's like, we can do it. The value. I'm like,
Yeah, I was definitely that person.
Yo, it's a Tox Machina.
Yeah.
Or like
Yondu's chatting. He says, "Ayo, it's the Talk Machina show." Oh wait, wrong channel. Alex is online. He says, "You're gonna get us sued." And Yondu says, "Not true."
Adventure
Hi,
Talks.
Yondu.
Adventure
Welcome.
Talks.
Yeah, adventure. Get it right.
If you get nightmares from I'm drawing, don't.
Oh, we got another emote too, and it got approved.
Oh yeah, my new emote.
What's
Yes,
the new
that was
emote?
Yondu's idea. Yondu, your emote for Runa's annoyed face is finally approved.
She hates water.
So we set up our channel points, and at first we just had like everyone drinks water for like 100 channel points, or whatever. Runa hates drinking water or in general doing the channel points, so we set all of hers to like minimum 500 or 1,000. And the very like 2 minutes into our first stream with that, Yondu nailed her with the water, and she gave him.
We should have said this beforehand, like before we got everyone getting these channel points immediately. Like, I have 40k. I could buy so many of my own water.
Yeah, but you should probably start getting back at us, and maybe we'll stop. Well, yeah. So you snacks. You were talking about D&D snacks.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? I don't know if I should call you Copper or Cable.
Either one.
Hey,
Stick
Cable.
to one, half of the other.
What's your favorite snack?
Isn't that a Deadpool like villain / hero? Is Cable in the second movie?
Is an anti-hero.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Cable,
Yeah.
but that's spelled with a C.
Yeah.
13k right now.
Oh no.
Yondu.
Yondu's collecting. Oh, and Megan says hi. Hi, Atomic.
He's waiting for one day to do water, and it'll just turn into a chug.
Just get a bathtub. Right, you can stand it.
Okay, so give us your top tier snacks.
So I have an intense, just seething annoyance for mouth sounds.
Oh.
I do not like ASMR, and anytime that like comes across my feed, I visibly cringe. And so I like quiet snacks, and I think those are the best for D&D because you're at a table or you're streaming, so you're in people's headphones and such.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I have come across puffcorn. And so puffcorn is like popcorn without the kernel.
Oh,
And
yeah, for dogs, right?
What?
Like popcorn. They make it for dogs without the kernels.
No, not P-U-P. It's P-U-F-F. Puff.
Oh, like Puff Daddy.
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so the oh hey, so Yondu knows Kales. Nice.
Yondu is.
He plays with Chaos. Okay, nice.
Yeah, Kales is the sorcerer that saved me from the purple worm.
Kale, what the heck are you doing not here talking with us right now? You're missing out on Yondu. Like,
They're like,
Yeah, I thought
we
you
don't know
sounded
the
familiar.
relationship. What if they're trying to get away?
Oh, he says he's gonna go yell at her right now.
Okay. So you got Puffcorn though.
Yes, puffcorn. It is the most delicious styrofoam that you will ever eat.
Does it have different flavors?
Absolutely, and one of the weirdest and best ones that I've found recently has been
cool.
pancake.
Sorry?
Pancake.
Oh, pancake
Would be good.
And you would
American
think
food?
that, it's just maple syrup. No, it's not maple syrup. It's actually not really sweet. It's got a little hint of sweetness, kind of like kettle corn.
Yeah.
But it mostly has like if you cook a really good pancake and you get that little buttery edge that's a little bit crispy and it just the tiniest bit burnt, but not really burnt. It's just got like a smokiness to it.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what this puffcorn tastes like, and it's so good.
I would really like to do like a YouTube tier list with you on D&D snacks. My favorite is when someone has like an axe to grind in those, so they're like, because that would be a fun twist to like is like the best snacks, but at the same time we're like crucifying all the loud ones.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
And then we get the comments where they're like, "No, chips," and I'm like, "Is this your hill to die on?"
Okay, Alex is saying that he's actually Kale's first Twitch sub. Yondu's in another stream with her. Loves her load. She's a sweetheart. And apparently he got unfollowed from Copper, so he's fixed that. And good, all is right with the world.
Appreciate
So
it.
we have a similar snack. Like,
Oh?
at Costco, the big bag, it's those like cheddar twists, like popcorn twists.
Okay.
We have like a similar thing, but they're like twists, something
Popcorn twist?
popcorn twists, so they don't have a kernel either.
Yeah.
And they're like
Okay.
cheddar flavor or get lots of different ones. So I can appreciate that snack. Isaac, what's yours?
I think like jujubes or gummy bears. Like I like my gummy candies.
Hi, Kale.
So that's like top tier for me. Did they show up?
Yeah.
Hey peeps. Hi Kales. Hello. We were just giving you trouble for not being on here with Copper.
Hi.
We were what? Yes,
I was telling
know.
them how you saved me from a giant purple worm in certain Doom. Thank you again, Kales. Remember, the eyes are the kneecaps of the worms.
I just want people to look at what I'm drawing right now.
Kale's.
She's so pretty and like tentacly. I love it.
Kales, if you're new, if you haven't, I don't know if you've watched our stuff before. I'm Daniel. I play Barian. Isaac is the DM here, and then Runa plays Yaisel.
And I'm art.
And she's the artist. She does the monk.
In fact, our background, although mostly covered, is a bunch of her work. Also, yes, always the kneecaps. I think you were saying the eyes are the kneecaps of a worm.
Why does the character you're trying remind me of something? I don't want it to remind you of something. This is a scary beast.
So you had like gummy candy.
Yeah.
I have found the superior gummy. It's
Ooh.
Jube Jubes, but fuck regular Jube Jubes. The sour Jube
Sour jujubes
are the
good.
best. Are the best.
Also the I don't think it was Skittles, but there was like fruit berry candy for a while that had like gel liquid inside. And I can't
The
remember what it
Welch's.
is. No, not Welch's. No, they were like they were. You would buy them at like a gas station or something. And they were fruit bursts. I can't even remember.
Gushers?
No, they weren't Gushers. I
Okay,
can't
they're
remember
not.
what they were. I think they were like gel Skittles with like berry center and
Okay,
like berry juice.
sounds good.
They were real good. Yeah.
I'm also a real big fan of these peanut butter cups. The mini ones snacking.
Bruno, what's your top tier?
Fried pickle.
Ooh,
Deep fried pickles are good.
you're gonna have some crunch noise there, though.
Yeah.
Copper would not
Just
be your
because
friend.
he doesn't like
Yeah,
it
no,
doesn't
no.
mean it's not a good snack. Who is he, God?
Okay, one I would like to do. We were talking about character voices. We have two on here. Say a line in your character's voice and best character voices, which I think we should aggregate as. That's a lot of fun. So, what's your? Do you do a voice for your character in the Copper stream?
Every now and then, I a little bit of complex. My character got stuck into the head of another character way back in the past, about give or take 500 years, and so I have a very prim and proper voice for Luana, the decorated diplomat, and the absolute prim fighter who's trying to reclaim her status and honor.
Regain her honor lost in the past.
Exactly, very much Zuko-like, but
Very proper.
Right. Yeah.
But then my main character, and the one that I really enjoy and was my first, and almost got eaten by a purple worm, would have to be Chip. He's a little bit deeper. He's a little bit half orcish. He's just a little bit confused about all of the time.
Okay.
So, Dan, you can't see this, but he's actually got like a pop-up, which is a drawing of his character, and when he blinks and talks, it blinks and talks.
Oh, that's so cool.
It doesn't move, it just bounces up and down, but that's super neat. I love it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
This right here is the poor man's VTuber.
You're the poor man's VTuber. Also, Kales says, Luana, democracy. I assume that's a pullback. Also, Atomic Blonde has redeemed Runa Juice.
She's behind me.
She's behind us.
She's behind me.
She's probably gonna get jumped on. The juice is happening. Yeah.
Right? That's my sister got attacked.
Yeah.
For I mean, what's your favorite voice, Isaac, of your characters?
Well,
I'm good at
I've got a
attacking
lot.
people.
Wednesday, like the voices I'm best at are like the Irish, and the Russian. So they come up a lot. But your Luana actually makes me think of one of my favorite voices to do right now in our stream is Alex's character Lorelai has a girlfriend called Ari, Ariana, and she has this very very refined voice, and I have a ton of fun just dropping into, my dear, you can't be like that. That's simply too much. I really enjoy it. There's something relaxing about it.
Exactly, and I've tried to get more voices that aren't scratchy in my throat.
Right.
Because those will burn you out real fast.
Oh yeah.
Honey, I haven't showered in 3 days. I'd say I smell like. I didn't smell so much like grapes.
We had one day, I think it was for our like final fight of our like big finale. So we had like a major part of our campaign has been the outsiders that invaded the city that the characters are in, and it was just an outsider god called Arbitrary, who is this just master of games, who started stealing parts of the city and making them compete in this this game of cities. And so we had the final battle against kind of representative of Arbitrary's people against the party, and he has quite the voice. Like it's down low and raspy, and I had been sick before that, and I like very nearly lost my voice playing that session. So we're doing the final fight, and I'm trying really hard to have him talk as little as possible, but also still like create the right mood.
Yeah.
Copper said your art is looking back at me. And then Yondu said, can't wait for this art to haunt my nightmares in the best way.
I might find a use for it. I have an idea.
But,
the current two characters I play are like one of them is a human, and so I didn't go crazy with the voices on them. The thing I like about the voices, not just the accent, but it's like the nuances of the character. So it's like speech patterns. Or like I had one character that it didn't say like I understand or yeah I get it. What he'd say is like instead in a greeting, say like I see you, right? Because seeing someone is like in their tribe was like a the highest thing. It's like I see you, you're on the. So it's those little stuff like that that's cool. My favorite one is a character that I didn't play in Isaac's campaign, by the name of Tycho Brahe, and he was a dragonborn sorcerer, had like copper red hair, and he was like really kind of like Treasure Planet vibes. So he had like this stiff high collar, and it said, "My name is Tycho Brahe."
See, you had me at Copper, and then you had my full attention at Treasure Planet.
Right? So he'd go around, he's like, I'm not a captain per se, but some people know me as it, or maybe your mother knows me in another way. But Tycho was fun.
Runa, favorite character voices? They don't have to be yours.
It was for a one shot that Dan was running.
Oh yeah.
And
oh yes.
I found this image on Pinterest of like a cowboy hat brim with a wizard hat top, and it was a cowboy wizard hat.
Fairly Odd Parents.
And I love Leroy Elwick. Very respectful to the women and also the men. He does not discriminate. I got a baby named Doll. It's not a baby, it's a horse. If I say anything wrong, you don't say anything to me, please. Actually, tell me about it. I take criticism. Go at her, cowgirl. that's
Leroy Elwick.
Kale says Tycho reminds her of Barbossa from Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah,
little bit.
The vibe.
Yeah, I took like pirate / the guy from Treasure Planet / he's awesome. I got the voice a little bit off. It's been a while since I played him, but he was one of my favorite. So I'll tell you a scene of him. I had the disguise kit proficiency, and the thing I like about it is I went in and I used like grease and oil in my hair, and I used wax, and I made myself have like a goopy dead eye, and I came out and I used the is it distort value on a rock to make it seem expensive, and I came out to this vendor and I was like, "Hello, I would like to sell you this rock." And the funnest part was just using disguise self and stuff to make all kinds of different characters and just do 10 different voices, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. That's actually
sorcerers.
the full concept of my backup character, because I think that would be a lot of fun.
Right? Yeah,
It's-
it's nice being able to, like, I had somebody do it. I ran for a cafe here in Edmonton, and I had a player for a while. He ended up leaving my game eventually. It was very sad. But he did a lot of disguised stuff, and his voice changed with every character, and, like, his whole demeanor, like, even as a player, as a person, changed. It was great. Like, so much fun.
Yeah, it makes the thing that I found is like if you gotta learn to be happy and do it for yourself, and if you aren't, then play your character the way you are. But if you can like learn to get into the character and make it fun, I do it for me. You know what I mean? I like it and I enjoy doing it, and it makes D&D fun for me. And if it brings more to the table, then great.
What did you hear before you do? You said you heard something before.
Oh.
I do a pretty decent Valley Girl voice, but doesn't fit my character's aesthetic.
Oh.
Valley Girl voices are so fun.
Yeah, I really enjoy
Jessica
for that reason, yeah. Although, okay, this wasn't in a stream game, but I had a pair of 3 succubuses in one of my games.
Oh god.
And all 3 of them had like the most Valley Girl voices, and my players just wanted to kill them so bad. They hated it so much. Yandu said, yeah, he's heard about Kale's Valley Girl voice. She says, yep, Yandu.
I mean, I'm just saying, Kales, alright, your character was raised in the streets on her own. She can have a Valley Girl accent if she wants.
Look, you telling me I can't have an accent? Huh? You tell me what I can and can't say, where I can't go? Huh?
Okay, I got my next question from our list. I'm jumping around with no particular order.
Okay.
Favorite homebrew rule?
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. I have 2 that I've made. I'm really
Okay.
happy about right now. But you
Okay.
go first.
Well, Runa spoke up first. She said Yaisel. So what do you got?
So, Yaisel, all she is homebrew.
Yeah,
Okay.
mostly.
She is just homebrew in a character. And I'm in love with, like, so, the god that we were fighting
Yeah, arbitrary.
is now her god. That's what kind of character she is. She was like, oh, yeah, you know how you almost destroyed our city? Well, I think you're hot, so let's keep this going. And
She took a warlock pact from arbitrary. Well, like near the tail end of him, like playing this game of cities with them.
yeah, she saw nothing wrong in what he was doing. And
This should have been a red flag. But red is my favorite color.
her toxic trait is that she thinks this god likes her. But one of her rules was, so in her bar, you could only, like, contact, like, there was no magic,
Right.
you couldn't use weapons, it was just fists, and the only spells you could use were contact spells. And that is my favorite rule of all time.
Yeah.
It ruins people. Like, it's,
Yeah.
everyone's like, yeah, weapons, and you would fall prone
Yeah.
if you pulled up a weapon.
Yeah, so one of Arbitrary's bits is he changes the rules of like reality to make it more like a game. And so when she started following him and being like a font of power for him in the city, she got to make a rule for her bar, and that was it. Was touch spells and fists only. Otherwise, you just end up flat on your back. Spells fail. Everything.
I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Because I had an art piece that was way back in the day where it was all themed around a tavern where the barbarian was trying to win a table against I'm hearing a bit of an echo on me, I'm sorry. But think and then talk, Cable. They're trying to win a table for their party, and their party had already sat down, but they were committed to arm wrestling and the wizard went up and just used prestidigitation to do 2 big handlebar mustaches on the contestants. Like, for no reason, but just pure, ridiculousness gamifying it.
Brother.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, so do you want to tell them how that ended up on Yaisel now?
So now... I have to read it.
Yeah, well, I remember it. She took a Warlock Pact.
Yeah.
And I homebrewed Arbitrary as a Pact patron, and so her first Pact ability gives her a limited and personal use of that now, so a certain number of times per day. If somebody attacks her with something, they roll a saving throw, or it fails and they end up on their back, just like they used to in her bar. We've got a couple of chats I want to read, because people have been having fun in the chat. So, way back up to Kale's talking, when we were talking about her character, she says, Cylindriel's from the lean, mean streets of Waterdeep, and they don't take too kindly to a drow elf. Alex said, free feats on 4 and 8 gave me so many characters I'm excited about that wouldn't be possible otherwise. Yeah, that is a thing we've done on Dan's suggestion. And then he wagged a finger at Cylindriel. Yondu said, that's a hell of an enchantment for the bar. I love that. You pull out any weapon you're inexplicably thrown on your back. Yeah, it scared the shit out of Daniel character's Barian when he tried to cast spells.
Yeah.
And Megan says, the Mist Arch arm wrestling reminds me of a TikToker. I mean the mustache. Yes, mustache makes more sense than mistake.
Anymore?
Mistake sounds like a sick spell, though.
Right?
I'm going to have to agree with Alex. I think, and you guys can think of this for your own DMs, your own games. I think the feat on level 4 and level 8 of your character, not your class, your character, is so awesome for diverse characters that not just, like, I'm not talking about power creep or anything, because yes, you could do stuff with it, but to make characters that are so much more than what they could be, and so much more fun to play, and bring so much more to the game. It's a really, really good homebrew.
Oh, absolutely.
The baby blue eye. I'm loving this beholder.
What's yours?
I don't know. We'll go to Copper. Copper, what's your favorite homebrew rule? Alex, I can't time you out, but Brian, for calling me a mistake.
So, my favorite homebrew rule has to be one that has never actually been used. And there's a bit of a setup, if you don't mind, another long story.
Sure.
So
it's kind of the whole point of having guests. Let's hear it.
That's okay. So I just started D&D this past year, and it's my first campaign ever. However, several years ago, I went to a convention where they were having a whole bunch of panels and whatnot. One of them was D&D themed. And I didn't know anything about it, but I was always curious. And so me and my best friend go in there. We're like, what is this? It said something along the lines of, like, D&D game show. And then I'm trying to be more of an extrovert and whatnot. So they asked for people and volunteers. And I go ahead and like, yeah, sure, whatever. I don't know what's going on here, but I'll volunteer. And me and my friend get put up there with 2 other people. And then the rules are explained. That this is a game where they're going to present problems that dungeon masters face, and we have to solve them.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, so there's a problem here, is that I've never played D&D, and I've now agreed to solve dungeon master problems.
Yeah, I'm interested.
And so one of the problems that they posed is that your rogue keeps stealing stuff from the party and will not stop. What do you do? And I didn't want to be like, oh, just kick him out of the group, or, stop him from playing, or just say it fails automatically. And so on the spot, I came up with what I call the Pinata rule.
I like the name. I like where this is going.
Once per turn, you can make an unarmed strike against the rogue, and a random item that they have stolen will pop out. And you cannot trade or move that item for at least 1 turn.
Okay.
I love it.
It's like,
That's so good. The name, everything is Perfect.
So it's like, you know,
Oh.
go ahead and
That's
steal,
my
but you're gonna
favorite
get bombed.
All right.
That's pretty good.
I like it. Also, Kale said mistake sounds like when your joints hurt when it rains, and Yondu says he's clipping the 4 to 8 feet rule for his DM.
It's great. It's a great one.
Alex says every time you fail a sleight of hand check, meteor swarm is cast centered on you.
No.
Alex,
No.
you gotta stop. You're giving me PTSD from our past campaign.
You get PTSD from a wand of meteor swarm that our wizard got.
Oh
We
man.
had a past campaign where we had just rolled up characters, and then literally we were about to start the game, and we just got TPK'd right at the beginning, and we're like, what the fuck? We didn't even get to play yet. And it was just literally, he's like, hey, look, this is just to keep you guys, like, you know, I don't want you guys to love your characters too much. I want you guys to respect character generation, so that's why I did this.
Oh my
And then
god.
he made us
Fair.
make characters again.
Holy wild. Also,
Like the
Runa's
old,
little eyes.
They're so creepy.
They're so creepy.
They're so creepy. Look at
Look
that.
at these.
I like them.
They're
I like
so creepy.
So, Isaac, what's your favorite?
Hold up.
homebrew?
So Kale says, oh no, not the meteors, not again. Let's just say our fruit wizard made the temple more holy. Copper said not again. Alex says, Runa, put them away. Okay, so homebrew rules. I don't know that I really have a favorite, like, homebrew rule. I think for me, it's more on the world building side of like what things I allow or don't allow in my game that give the setting its flavor.
So, what's the favorite thing that you gave? Homebrew thing you gave to a setting?
Like, I've got a few, but one example is like you can't see ghosts normally because like it's sort of normal D&D. Like ghosts are a hard fight, but you can see them, right? Like unless they're in the ethereal plane. In my world, you can't see ghosts. Period, unless you've died at least once.
My character can see
Ooh.
ghosts times 3.
So
That'll give you an idea about our DM campaign.
yeah,
Oh,
I
and
can see ghosts 3 times.
and the way it works is that there is kind of like this this separation of the land of the living and the land of the dead. And so if you've died once, you've kind of got a half foot into the land of the dead and you can see ghosts. But it has its own rules. So ghosts in my world in the land of the dead are not allowed to kill each other. So somebody who has died can see ghosts, but they can't kill them. So only somebody who can't see ghosts can kill them unless they drink a potion of gravesight or something, which is something I've added to my world to fit in with that. So fighting a ghost is kind of a collaborative effort of like trying to get your people who can finish them to be able to hit them and know where they are versus your people who can see them but can't actually like finish them off.
See, I really like that because I don't know if any of you guys are Harry Potter fans, but I think Thestrals are probably some of the coolest animal, and that they have the same thing. You can only see Thestrals if you've died or
No,
come
if you've
close.
seen someone die.
If you've seen someone die, well,
Yeah.
yeah, but if you've seen someone die, then you can see that. I like that. I think it's a cool thing.
I mean, aside from that, there's a plot hole in that Harry definitely should have been able to see them from the beginning. He saw his mom die, but that's aside the point.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, that's my favorite type of homebrew, and it's fun. Like another one I have that gets a lot of pushback occasionally, and I still love it. Is one thing I've decided about my setting is that arcane and divine magic are at odds. So without like extenuating circumstances, you can't play a cleric wizard multi-class. That is a quick way to get smited by your god.
I could see that.
So
Heresy.
I've had some people who are like, oh, but I really want to play this, and I've like stuck to my guns on that one, being like, yeah, like this isn't the game for you for that. If we do a one shot or something, we can do that. But I like the interest that comes up of having cleric-y characters like delve into arcane a bit too far and angering their gods, like happened with Alex's character. With Lorelei, not exactly the same, but Daniel's character was looking into a 10th level spell remnant they found in a dungeon. The gods are very against 10th level magic on the material plane. So she tried to give him, what's it called?
Guidance.
She tried to use guidance on him to when he was like copying down this spell remnant, and her god denied her the use of the spell.
Ooh.
And then she didn't say anything, just said, I can't help you with that, let him copy down the spell, and her god took it out of her spell list until she like made up for it.
Took guidance out of the spell list?
Yes, she was no longer capable of casting guidance until she had atoned for letting him copy down this 10th level magic.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, it was a spicy thing.
Yeah.
I
It
do
also like
that,
it's
though.
yeah. There's a lot of things in his so in his world, gods are people. They're not actually gods.
Well, they were people. They are actually gods.
No, but like, it's not like there's not.
They're
like
not born gods.
There's not a divine being. So it like, Barian has a sword that's older than some of the gods.
Yeah.
And then, so once Barian learned that, he lost all respect for them. Because he's like, okay, what gives you the purview? What gives you the... You're just... 2,000 years ago, you were just a person.
7,000 years
Sorry,
ago.
7,000.
Yeah.
You were just a guy like me. What gives you the right to tell me what to do?
He don't respect his elders.
Right? So it's like, it's a... Sure.
Also, Megan says such a pretty beholder.
So it's an interesting dynamic. I love it. I love that the gods aren't omnipotent to a point.
Yeah, they're
I
powerful.
like that they're not flawless beings.
Beings, yeah.
So it's a cool idea.
But yeah,
And you know what? Just play Divine Soul Sorcerer if you want to do that. It's better anyways. Like if you want to have, do cool shit and have Spirit Guardians, go ahead.
God.
Yeah, my character as well is very, very much against like serving a deity, and yet he ended up whenever he switched over in multi-class, he ended up basically being in a contract, sort of, so to speak, with a giant owlbear nature spirit.
Ooh.
Okay.
And we kind of homebrewed that up because none of the canonical gods in the D&D books seemed to fit really what I was going for.
Right.
And so we just figured it's like, if you had all these barbarian instincts and he's starting to mellow out, he's starting to get his strength less from anger and more from instinct, it would be more on the nature side.
Yeah.
That is one thing I love about D&D, whereas like having come from 3.5 and 3rd edition and other stuff, 5th edition is so fluid in here's some options of what they think a pack should be or where they think power should, or you make it up and it can come from whatever you want. Like it's like you could be a druid who prays to like a spirit or a woodland god or something, or you could be a druid who just gets their power from nature and technically it's divine and maybe it's coming from somewhere, but you don't acknowledge it as that. You're just like, I just get my power from the earth. I love the earth and the earth provides.
Okay, this is too good of a segue not to take, but I'm going to just check. Copper, was there anything else you wanted to say about that character and that deity?
No.
Okay.
I could go on all day, but nothing that directly needs to be said.
Okay, I've got to take the segue, talking about 5e versus 3.5, because one of the things we have on our list that I want to talk about is other rule systems or game systems that have inspired you. So, Copper, have you played in any other systems or read any other systems?
I actually have not.
Oh, okay.
5e is the only one that I've actually had experience playing in, and I was very lucky enough to find Chaos, to find Ira, Star, Rain, Guard, and Mama Sugar as well. Just that they pulled me in to their group, and it just seemed to work because I don't have like a lot of time to go to a local game shop. I don't have a lot of local friends that play D&D, so it just kind of the right time, the right place, and I figured why not? And I've ended up loving it.
I think Runa has an actual similar experience to you, but Alex first said, "Give me my fantasy craft skill bonuses in 5e, you coward! I want my plus 80 to stealth." Yeah, I do bring fantasy craft characters, but Runa, you've got a similar origin story for D&D to that.
Yeah, you know what? I've been playing for a couple months.
No,
More than a couple.
almost a little over a year now.
Yeah,
or close to a year.
Close
Oh
to a
yeah,
year.
I started last summer.
Yeah. You
Oh
got
my
low battery there.
Yeah, I started in 5e, and that's all I've ever done. But we've done so much homebrew.
Yeah.
Like it feels like we're a different
Boys, hydrate.
system.
Megan's got a boys hydrate.
I also we play Shadowrun, and Shadowrun I want to incorporate into everything I've ever done. Like I like that you put skill points into things.
Yeah,
so
That was a
much.
3.5 thing as well.
Yeah.
Like it is.
Yeah, I do like
So
a lot of my groups have been talking about skill points. But Runa actually came to us through a friend. I had a friend. Everybody kind of knows me in my life as like the D&D guy at this point. And so a friend of mine was like, "Hey, I have this person I met at like a pride parade who likes D&D." And I was like, "I don't have room in a campaign for them, but she can come and play like a game or two with
I was
us."
so beloved.
Yeah, she came and played one session with us, and she's done a lot of theater, and she played so well. I was like, "Oh, okay, no, maybe we need her for stream."
Yeah, we got together a group and we're like, yes.
Because usually my requirement to play on stream is like you need to be decent at roleplay and some experience with D&D, and I was like, yeah, I'll waive the D&D experience one for good roleplay for sure. And we've had her since then.
Yeah,
I made my way into the personal friend group.
Yes,
I
yeah.
made my
Now
way
you're
onto the
adopted.
stream.
Yeah.
No, and it's cool we brought her in. We have a personable 10 TPK and like 3 or 4 character death rule before we let people on. Like it usually happens within the first week, but
We don't. What are you trying to paint me as here, Daniel?
the Demon Master.
The Demon Master. Kale's also said next session is the 1-year mark for the campaign. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We're getting close to 3 years on this one, and it's wild. Like every time we hit like an even 10 on the episodes too is like a wild feeling. My Saturday campaign's about to end. Like there's so many different flavors of different periods in D&D. Copper said, "So excited us for get out of the brains of those other characters."
Yeah, so many different flavors of periods. For sure.
Kale says, "Me too. I miss Susie." Alex says,
Susie
"Playing with
and
Isaac,
Grace
3 to 4
Field
character deaths is session 1, baby." They're
That's what it is. Totally, absolutely agree.
do not believe this slander. Do not believe this slander.
I like my
What was
characters
the
and
question
keeping
you
them
asked?
alive.
We were on like
the
other
different
systems that have
systems.
inspired you, which might not be the best question.
No,
Copper's
well,
read, I think, but it's
I
led
guess-
to a decent conversation.
So maybe for a couple. So I have a couple systems that I've played. Shadowrun is really cool. I like Shadowrun. If you have some Munchie players who love the numbers and a little more of like the nitty gritty of things, Shadowrun's great. And there's a lot of really cool things that you can bring into Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Dark Heresy is a Warhammer 40k one that I've played. So you play as like an Imperial Guardsman, but not even Imperial Guardsman, like an Imperial Guardsman reservist who's like a glorified cop on a planet with a las gun, which is a flashlight. It really makes you feel the differences in the races. In that game, you're a human, and if you fight an orc, you die. Orcs are 8 feet tall, 300 plus pounds, and literally rip your leg off with their bare hands.
Oh no.
So you got to get armor, and you got to get weapons, and you got to find leverages as a human to be able to do things. Like they're space elves; they're extremely fast. They're 10 times faster than you. So it makes the other races feel scary, and I think that's something that game does better than any other game I've played.
That
Yeah,
gives me an
I think
interesting
that
point.
psychological aspect.
Yeah, that too. Like when you know what they can do.
And magic is scary. There's psychers. You fuck up with a warp and you roll wrong, you explode. Like,
So part of why I put that on our list is because I've just finished reading Burning Wheel, which is another system. I'm partway through Fate. I'm on like a reading systems kick at the moment, because I'm kind of formulating this hypothesis for something about D&D that I think will be useful to me. But Burning Wheel's been on my mind, and that race thing is the same. So you can actually play elves and orcs in Burning Wheel, and they are stronger, like they are better than humans. And you can have this interesting party with different, like, in D&D, I like people to be kind of around the same skill level so nobody really feels left out, right? Like everybody else is getting the spotlight. But the elves live longer, and your starting in that game is all about like how many things you've done in your background is kind of how many abilities you start with. So the elves with immortal lifespans in that game can be way, way older with way more experience right out of character gen than your human, but they have elven grief. So the older you are, the more you've seen, the more the grief weighs on you, and every elf's ultimate fate, if not killed, is to just become too grieved and too done with the world and to just wander off until the end of time.
oh, like Lord of the Rings
Yeah,
elves, kind of.
yeah, like Lord of the Rings. And so
okay.
the longer you make your backstory as an elf, the more grief you've built up. And anytime you see like a companion die or like a tragedy in game, you have to roll against your grief. And if you build up enough of this grief, you will eventually leave, and your character is essentially done.
Interesting.
So it's a very interesting system for having different races that are like poignantly different. But the elves, like their magic is more powerful. They have more time to build up stuff. But you've got to deal with this grief.
Yeah, I can see that. That just over time, just the weight of knowledge and trying to keep up and seeing things can just burn you out.
Yeah.
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 That's a really cool thing. So that's I was talking to Copper about Monsters of the Multiverse earlier, and that's one thing I like that D&D's kind of not perfected, but what they've done is they've changed a lot of the races. They've made them unique.
Yeah.
They've made them uniquely powerful,
Yeah.
and they do things that only that race does. And I think they're going in the right direction, so that it's like I can pick any race and it does something that's really cool and powerful and unique and it feels cool, and there's no races that feel like dumpster fires anymore. Like yeah, there's no more races that are like some of the players handbook ones, but like I'm really excited.
Your giant mastiff is a giant pug, Copper?
Yes. I
Do we Copper, do you have it? I guess you've only played 5e, so
Yeah.
Hold on,
I
one
want to
sec.
see this pug. It looks like he's grabbing something. I'm very excited. Yeah, who was it? Yeah, Copper says, I miss Boomy, Inosuke, Basil, Cheeseburger, Small Potato, Billy the Kid, and Sir Pugsley. Alex asked, Sir Pugsley? And he says, my giant mastiff isn't a mastiff. And then giant pug in all caps.
Okay, should I make her pupil big?
Smaller than
Or
that.
should I make it tiny?
no, don't make it too tiny because then
Small, like somewhere in the middle. I want to see the swirly doos, the like hypnotizing going on. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's it right there.
What's another question?
Copper, are you grabbing a giant pug plushie? Is that what's happening, or is there technical issues?
Plushy, and it's not technical issues. I have misplaced Sir Pugsley.
Is it an actual dog?
Alex says tiny for the eye. One pixel.
Okay, because
half a
I'm like, if
pixel.
you gotta find your dog, you can go.
Oh, I like it. Look, she looks like she's looking directly at you.
Does. Yeah, holy crap.
You can't
She
find
got
pugs.
way more threatening. Holy crap. Okay, we've got about 8 minutes left, and I do have to leave right around 7 because I'm going to be driving through the night.
Okay.
We've covered a few of these. How about A-game skills in D&D? That was one of your additions. Was like, what do you think is your like strongest skill in D&D?
Well, before we transition too far, what I was looking for was my mini of a giant pug. I have my giant boar here,
Yeah.
and then of course I have a giant goat as well.
Yeah.
My character ended up getting the rust bag of tricks.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh,
I have immortal pets.
nice. I love those items.
Oh, and I do have one more thing I wanted to talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you your stand?
Sure. Yeah. Shoot.
So one other thing I was gonna say is, it's kind of like the homebrew, but what do you think is something you saw in D&D, just a small change that made the biggest impact in the game? Could be as a rule, or like as something a player did, or just in general, like a change or something someone did in D&D that made a huge difference. It could be in your own game, it could be in someone else's game. What did you guys find?
If someone else has an example on hand, by all
I
means.
do. I can give you one.
Yeah,
I'm
go
not gonna
right
give-
ahead. I'm gonna need a moment to think.
Okay. I'm not going to give away too much because Isaac hasn't watched it, or for people, I won't give spoilers. But in Critical Role Campaign 3, in their character generation, he gave them all an uncommon magical item in character creation. And I hear the DM screaming in the comments right now, that's broken, blah, 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 blah. I think it lends to more character cool shit that they can do and stuff than it like one of the ones, I won't say anything about the character, but one of the characters had boots of striding and springing, and the character is so much more and so cool having that item. I think having an uncommon magic item under approval, I'm not saying a broom of flying or something broken like that, but like under approval, the right item with the right character can make so much, bring so much to the game.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That's pretty cool.
Another one of them got
I don't know,
an immovable rod.
Oh, that has so many uses though.
But you have to be creative, and the cool thing about these items is they open up an alley for creativity and uniqueness, and like making a character special.
Okay, I know one that happened just last week,
Okay.
and it's something that Kales did.
Okay.
Um, and it was the oh, it was the Burning Hands. Burning Hands is the cone one, 15 feet, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to look at spells more creatively, and we were facing a squid, a land octopus thing.
Okay.
But she had friends on the other side within 15 feet that would have gotten burned.
Yeah.
And so she shoved her hand into the mouth of the monster and then cast Burning Hands in order to damage it and it alone.
Oh, that's cool.
And
See, and you know what? That's
really
cool.
enjoyed that.
The DM was cool. The
Yeah.
DM, she asked a question. They made a roll. They talked about it. That's cool stuff.
Yeah.
What about you?
So yeah, mine, the one I thought of was more of a joke than anything. I was gonna say that, again, the Sage Advice guy, I think one of the biggest changes that happened in the D&D sphere was when he posted that my advice on Sage Advice is not canon rules, it's advice. That was more of a joke for everybody who deals with people to be like, well, he said this, so this is the way it should be, and you're wrong for doing otherwise. That was the one I had.
Good input.
But I actually really like the so we've done a lot of one shots with my other group, and usually at higher levels, and so we'll let you start with a certain number of magic items at different levels. And I personally also really enjoy the like starting with a uncommon magic item or a common magic item or something like that like kind of adds to the history of your character. I'm a fan of that.
Or just
There is Sir Pugsley.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is!
Oh, cool.
He's so cute! Oh
I
my
love
god!
him. I
So
want you guys
much
to look at the art. I
Oh.
want you guys to look at her.
That eye is so intense with those lines. Holy crap.
Save that as some art though, because that could be a cool.
Yeah, can I use her in my world? I have a place for her already.
That pug.
No, I love it. I think you absolutely just crushed the goal there.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm very good at being told what to do.
Okay, let's do your. What do you think is your A game skill in D&D? Anybody who wants to start.
Well, a lot
This
of
is hard.
people assume that it's the art that I bring in and whatnot because I designed the little drawings and characters for all of our campaign. But I think I kill it with the intros. I'm the one that's last time on D&D.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool. Right on.
All right. Well, then maybe I'm gonna have to subcontract my intros to you. Just start sending you write-ups and be like, you just send me the voice clip. I'll play it at the start of our stream.
What's yours?
Yep, Kale's emote right there is also from me.
Oh, okay. I gotta zoom in and take a look at this.
That is
Are you going for
cylindrical.
my job?
Oh yeah, I like it. Nice. Okay, so Alex actually posted. He's our other player. He says, in terms of A game skills, I'm very good at character creation, taking all of those choices you get to make and turning into a cohesive theme with strengths and weaknesses and flavor for abilities that all make sense with the concept. Yeah, I agree with Alex that you're good at that. One of the things I really enjoy about your characters is how you play into the weaknesses on them in a way that like adds to the story of the campaign. For me, I think I would put one of my A game things is like NPC relationships. It's like, and I've mentioned before that it's one of the things I'm focused on. It's one of the things that I want to be part of the draw of our stream is that it's about characters you actually care about, and I find it fairly natural for me to like drop into character relationships and also having NPCs not just become kind of backdrops or like foils to the PCs, having them have like motivations and their own thoughts and reacting in ways like.
Not just robots.
Yeah, one of the things I hate to watch is like, and you'll see it in some TV shows and movies sometimes too, is like you get this like, it always happens to the female lead. You'll get this like really interesting female lead who's really cool with all her own motivations, and then the moment her and the main character start dating, she's just there to like nod along to whatever the main guy is doing. And
Main person.
sure, yeah, whoever it happens to be. And I hate that. It bothers me so much. You take this interesting character and now they're just there as like a set piece. So that's one thing I think I have a strength in is having NPCs with their own interesting personalities and goals and stuff like that.
What do you think, Rena?
I don't know.
Well,
That's what I think.
you're doing it right now. You're doing one of them right now.
Art.
I've got one for you, Runa.
Okay.
One of my favorite parts about you as a player is how you're willing to do things with your characters that aren't like the right. Like you're willing to have your characters either make mistakes or do things that aren't like the safe choice. Like you're willing to risk it, which is how we get stuff like you having arbitrary as a patron and like making deals with that. Like like you're willing to swing out there and not just make like the right choice in like a video game sense, which I love because I don't make like right or wrong options very much in my D&D, so get to experiment with some of that. Kale says, I straight up cried when our DM told us he died off camera defending my character. Oh, Droop the Goblin, who could do the sickest of kick flips.
Alex says, super jealous of Runa chopping off her arm on a bet.
Right? Okay. Such a fun choice.
Okay, so we were doing like this bet thing where if we wanted like advantages, because we had to defeat this guy, if we wanted advantages, we bet something. And he was a freak that only wanted body parts. And Yaisel was like, I'm so down. And so she bet her hand. Like, she bet her horn, she bet her fingers, she bet her hand. She lost her hand and chopped her own hand off. Right there.
Copper is a little uncomfortable with that, judging by the hand much. Okay, we're 701. Dan, what do you think is your strength in D&D?
I need to think about it some more. I'm not sure. I've been having some things about D&D and thoughts about it, and right now I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I mean, I've got one for you.
Sure.
You, I like the way you think about D&D, and it'll show in your characters. Like you have an eye for the future with it. Like you're not just sitting wherever your character's at. You're like, what are they building? Where are they going to with this? And it shows in the way you play with your characters.
Hell yeah.
Like Barian talking about, like we were talking about your wizard school long before it happened, and that was all coming from like what I want to do with this character is make a character who makes magic more accessible in the world, and now that's turned into literal like months of real world time later into a wizard school with students who are helping out at the like orphan school in the Warren and all of that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Kales also said can never have enough spare parts.
I also made friends with the guy after. I went to his house and befriended him. I gave him the rest of my arm because I had to get it amputated for my cool ice arm.
Yeah, she ended up getting a magic item prosthetic, so they took the rest of the arm off and she delivered the remainder to him.
Yeah, he needed to finish the collection, obviously.
Give him a tip.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, it is 7:03. We are going to call it there. So our last things, fantastic art by Runa. I am loving the Beholder.
This
is her.
So we're probably gonna reach out. We're gonna try to have someone else on the channel next time. Who knows? Maybe another different one of your channel people from your other channel or something.
Absolutely.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Once again,
Get up here.
Shout out Copper Kabell and his channel.
Yeah.
And
Copper,
really appreciate it.
You want to do a quick shout out for anybody who wants to find your channel?
Shameless plug.
Yeah. Now's your moment.
Well, yes. So again, my name is Copper Kabell, spelled exactly as it is. I think it's this way.
You got it.
Yep. All right. Good. Just spelled
what time do you stream?
There. I stream evenings, but I just got a new job, so it's a little bit up in the air. I will be live tomorrow, probably starting about 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Okay, so that's 1 hour ahead of Mountain Standard, ahead of us.
Yeah. And then our Nightbot, Alex managed to get it to shout out his channel, so you can click it there. Kale says, I'm impelled to say gorgeous, but in all seriousness, awesome artwork. Yeah.
Awesome.
Very talented Runa.
Well, thank you guys for coming to check out Adventure Talks.
Yeah, we're going to do this once a month. We usually do it around the end of the month, whether it ends up before the 30th or after is either way. And it's usually 6 to 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Every Wednesday, you can find us on Twitch playing D&D, 6 to 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Every other Tuesday, you can find the boys playing some video games.
Video games and having fun and trying to play Knights of the Old Republic, but right now slaying spires.
Yeah.
So
when she's finished, she'll be on our Discord.
Okay, yeah, you can find that on our, you can find us on Discord, Facebook, YouTube,
Wonderful.
what have you, all under Adventure Corp.
I appreciate you all.
Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Coming and hanging out with us.
Signing off.
Thank you, Copper.